see you, Ashley.
You too. So I kind of have two questions. The first one is when you're looking at the financials, how do you kind of balance things that will incentivize residents to come to the property and live there versus like the expenses? So like for example, a pool, it's not really a cost that you can charge people to use, and it might be expensive like an HVAC. But how do you kind of balance that as like that might be something that residents are looking for when they're moving in, so that's something that you can offer.
Yeah. So amenities like a pool, fitness room, a game room, things like that are things that people are going to start looking for in properties that are larger, like 80 units, 100 units, especially in great locations, things like that. So those are things to entice people to come rent with you. Those are expenses that you need to add as well. You're not going to make money with them typically, right? But in your expense items, you're going to have a full maintenance line item on the expenses. When you're looking through those P&Ls, though, just make sure that those numbers don't get excessive. I think if I could use an example on landscaping or on what was that other one? Pest control. Pest control at the property was $8,000 a year. That to me sounded excessive, right? So I went and bid it again. Pool maintenance, you can also pick up the phone and call 3-4 pool companies and say, hey, how much you guys charge for maintaining the pool? And if you find a difference there, let's say pool maintenance a year on your P&L is 10 grand, and you're able to find it for $8,000 or $6,000 from a reputable vendor in town, you just added $4,000 to your bottom line for those amenities. Does that make sense?
Yep. So shop around.
And shop around, and that's money, right? So when you are underwriting a deal, depending on the level of underwriting you're doing, you can find money almost everywhere in that P&L if you're willing to put in the work and the time and call around and get good vendors that are going to be fair with you. To James Catina's point, our property manager sends an email the other day and says, I think we have to repair a water heater. I'm like, cool. How much? $1,800. I'm like, $1,800 to replace a water heater? How many bids did you get? Oh, I got 3 bids, and this guy that I've been doing business a long time with, he always does me right, blah, 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 blah.
Brand new.
I told him, man, I have never paid $1,800 for a water heater. And the water heaters in my house are this tall. The water heaters in the units are this big. There's gotta be something wrong. It's like, no, those are the best quotes. I'm like, that weekend, this was on a Friday. That weekend I went online and I started Googling plumbers in Columbus, Georgia. I'm kind of crazy like this. So I started calling on the list, getting quotes.
That would be.
And sure enough, I found 3 guys that could do it for the cost of the heater, which was
Me calling
$400
like 5 places.
plus another $400
The
for
highest one
install.
was 2,500.
I'll be Googling quick.
Now, if I had authorized them to change that water heater for $1,800, guess how much every other water heater replacement would have been? Right at $1,800. He's probably making money with that, guys. Right? So you gotta be aware. So hopefully I kind of digressed a little bit of that. But hopefully I didn't.
That was great. And then I had one more question, kind of going back to initially your example, but you were talking about how you had 90% occupancy, but the lender would give you 95. Does the lender always kind of cushion and give you a little bit more? Or like if you had, Gateway was only at like 65% occupancy, what was that cushion?
So on the Gateway, they didn't give us any cushion.
Okay.
They actually gave us only actual occupancy.
in the beginning.
So I have to come up with a little more cash
Oh, gateway
at,
is
at closing. $1
the
million
numbers,
more,
right?
to be precise.
Okay.
But you saw what my upside was. 11 something million dollars right off the bat. So, and you know what they did to me, Ashley? This was 2 weeks before closing. That the lender retraded me and said, we're gonna give you $1 million less. They made me crazy. Okay?
Wait,
So much so that I flew the next day to Tennessee and I tried to get it from the seller. I said, hey, Mr. Seller, would you finance $1 million for me? He said no. I had to find somewhere else. But I found, because I didn't want to lose my 11 million.
Yeah.
You'll do crazy things, guys, when you're put against the wall. And when you know exactly where you're going to get after, you overcome the challenge.
Awesome. Thank you, Carlos. That's helpful.
That's why he was like,
You're
damn, would you
welcome.
put that in the loan?
I'm glad
Like,
you're
would you
here.
finance it?
Is this your very first workshop with us? Yeah? Thumbs up? Yeah, that's awesome. Welcome. All right. Carton, what's up, buddy?
Hey Carlos, I had a quick question when you were going over the expenses, specifically about HVAC and also electricity. How is that billed from the apartment standpoint? Are tenants paying electricity directly? Are they paying the actual apartment complex? Like how is that billed?
So depending on how the meters are at the property, they would pay directly to the property on a bill back. Or if there's individual meters per unit, they will just have their own account with a utility company.
Okay.
In the case of the 48 unit, they have their own account with a utility company.
Sounds good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
See if they come.
All right, I'm gonna answer one more question, guys, and then I'm gonna show you a surprise. Charles, what's up, buddy?
Hey, how's it going?
Good, man. How are you?
Oh, living the dream, man.
It's awesome.
Loving this stuff. Hey, quick question. Whenever we're looking at underwriting deals, when we're underwriting the expense ratio, does that take into account what the loan would be? The cost of the loan?
No. So, good question. So when you calculate the net operating income, no loan costs are, debt service is not accounted for that.
Okay.
And what you wanna do, by the way, this is something I wanted to talk about a little bit.
Debt
So
service.
you calculate your net operating income, right? And then you calculate your debt service. Right, so let's say, on my deal in Georgia, trying to remember how big my loan is there, let me do some math there. I believe we got 75%, yeah, $3.6 million. So in that deal, my loan is $3.6 million. And my interest rate is 4.5 or 4.25, around there, 4.5, I'm gonna say 4.5. Okay, so $3.6 million times 4.5, that's debt service of $162,000 a year. Right? So remember, my NOI in that deal,
Times what?
my NOI in that deal, if I'm looking at the financial statements, even pre-close, is 217,975 divided by my debt service, $162,000. What is that number? $162, 1.3. This number is called the debt coverage ratio. lenders want to see you be at around 125 or higher. So you can cover your debt and have extra cash. See, lenders want you to make money. Lenders want you to make at least 25% money on your deals, if you read it that way. Right? A lender will not lend you money if this number is 125. Some will do it at 120, but if this number is lower than this, they'll give you less money so that you don't get in trouble.
Okay, thank you.
Okay? Was that clear there, guys?
Yeah, and that was interest only, correct?
That's interest only, yeah.
Okay.
All right, Oscar, last question, man.
I appreciate you,
I'm gonna show
brother.
you guys something I'm super excited about.
Thank you.
And by the way, kudos to everybody. We've lost only 2 people since we started. Hopefully this was worth your money, guys. Let's go.
Thank you, Carlos. So my question is a follow-up to Joseph's. You gave him an actual underwriting, conservative underwriting, and then aggressive underwriting.
Yeah.
If you were to do aggressive underwriting, and say you were to do that offer based on your aggressive underwriting, how does that affect your cash flow coming in? Are you going in cash flowing day one, or do you sometimes go in not cash flowing for a little bit until it's stabilized to where you need it to be?
Let me see if I understood your question. If I do my as-is underwriting, I want to ideally be cash flow positive from day one.
Right.
If I do my conservative underwriting, that's going to be my upside conservatively. And then my aggressive underwriting will be my aggressive underwriting where we all throw a party and go to Cancun and have fun, right? But I want to do my actual underwriting and know that at least I can cash flow from day one. And if you look at this is how much money my deal brings in after all expenses. This is how much my debt costs every year. So if I deduct that first number minus the second number, free cash flow in this deal a year is $55,000. 55,975. That's the free cash.
So he's making this
Without
amount.
without me moving anything. Right? As is.
600.
Now, I'm not gonna stay here. But as is, I'm making money.
Okay, got it.
Would that sound right?
Yeah, no, that's good. Thank you.
Let me see one thing real fast. Now that I have that number. $1.2 million. 5,975 divided by 2. Yeah, so if I don't move anything, right? I just calculated a rough cash and cash, which means on the equity that I put in down in the deal, what is this number? Cash on cash, without me moving in. And oh surprise, that's my cap rate, right? That's 4.7%, 4.66%. That's my cap rate number
You know when I get lost.
that I'm entering the deal. So your cap rate is actually your free cash flow as well.
Focus.
If you're doing interest only. Doesn't work with P&I the same way, but
I know. What?
I just confused 56 people. Okay, guys, join us for part 2. All right, guys, are you guys ready for a surprise? Who wants a surprise? Man, I'm so excited about this. Daniel, where you at, Daniel? So I'm gonna tell a story behind this. Where you at? I'm gonna make Daniel very uncomfortable right now. There you go. I just unmuted. Are you in the room, brother? Daniel. Where is he? I don't see him. He's gonna make me do it by myself. That's all right. Oh, there you are. I see you. I see you.
You
Unmute.
can't hide.
Yeah, sorry. I was trying to unmute, but I couldn't unmute. Can you guys hear me?
That's okay, brother. We hear you. We see you.
All right.
So let me tell the story, bro, because I think it's important. So Daniel and I met. Did we meet at GrowthCon, Daniel? Did we meet before that?
Yes, I think we first talked at GrowthCon, but I think I ran into you in December during the real estate summit, but we didn't talk back then. Yeah.
Okay. So Daniel, we run into each
Real
other in
estate summit, when was
December,
that?
then at GrowthCon in March, and at GrowthCon, this crazy dude
The one
comes
we
and
went to.
approaches me
One month.
and says, "Man, I have an idea. I have an idea. I have an idea." And from that moment, I saw him. He has some passion,
But
right? And then he
They
told me a
did-
little bit about
they
his
did
idea.
one
I got
before that
busy.
because of
I
when
ignored him for a little bit. He was mad at me for a minute or two
So they did
but he
one
didn't
a
give
few
up,
weeks
okay?
before, and then the one we went to.
because he had an idea that was worth pursuing. And then at this last event, when was this? A month ago? Month and a half ago?
Yeah, last month.
Last month? He again talked to me and said, "Man, can I show you my idea?" And he sat down and we sat down at a computer and we saw his idea. And I'm like, man, this guy's for real. He has a dream. He has a vision. He has passion for this. And he got my attention then. And then we've been talking and we've been meeting until very late at night. Last night you were up to like 2 a.m. in the morning. I was till like midnight polishing.
Yeah.
But guys, what we've developed is what I said in the beginning is, remember, a lot of people don't feel confident about underwriting deals. They're scared. They're scared to do this math. They're scared to get it wrong. They're scared to punch in numbers.
So what they're gonna
We
do,
wanted to solve that
if
problem.
we find
for
a
all
property, a
of you guys.
deal, they're gonna
And
create a funnel
with-
that we could
with
just
Daniel's
click
talent,
on it and submit
And
it.
now we're building a community where we've created a tool. We've created a tool where you can analyze a deal in seconds and quickly know if it is a deal worth pursuing. Now, guys, this software, Daniel has been working tirelessly to make sure that this software works, and it is a great tool. We're still in beta. We're going to keep it in beta for another few months until we get feedback from a good amount of people. But I wanted to share it with this community first and foremost. You guys are the first ever to see our software on how to analyze deals. Okay? Thanks. They give me the chills, man. I just got the chills, man, about our software. Okay? So this is a deal analyzer. I'm going to share it on screen. It's called "Is the Deal Worth It?" Dealworthit.com. We're gonna embed it in all our tools. You can create quickly an account in dealworthit.com with your Google account, or just create it with your email. It's free access, and we have a trial period. But basically what it is, and Daniel, you can correct me if I'm doing something wrong, because I'm still learning how to use our own tool. But if you have your own deal, what you can do is you can add your property right here. You click on add your property, and then you enter the address. I'm going to use the address of the Columbus property. Okay, let me see. That's it. Enter the address, 48 units, and then here you can enter your gross operating income, or you can enter your average rent per unit. So my average rent when I started looking at this deal was $850 per unit. And Daniel, correct me if I'm wrong. If we leave blank the other income, it just accounts for a zero, right?
That's correct.
So I'm going to leave it blank, although I could have some of those other accounts later on if I want to. Continue. And then you can have your cap rate or operating expenses. You could have your purchase price and operating expenses, or you could have your purchase price and your cap rate. So I'm gonna just do cap rate and operating expenses. So I'm gonna assume that operating expenses, and this defaults to 50%,
45%. So, yeah,
and then later on we can change it. I will show you where to change it, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave it like
By
that.
default is
The
45%.
cap rate of the deal, I'm gonna change it to 4.5, since that's the cap rate that I bought the deal at.
I think you need a 0, because there's no point. So 450, yeah, should be.
450, okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So, all good? Submit to analyze.
Good.
Okay? So now here, I have my gross operating income, my operating expenses. I can change this to 50% or change it to whatever that number is, right?
Yep.
So if I have 50%, I just have to do some quick math. I'm sure we're gonna
50% of the 49.
even, we can probably even do it as a little formula. Divided by 2, that's 244, 244, 800. Okay, so now that gives me my projected purchase price, what I could pay for the deal. Remember, guys, that I was telling you that I could pay almost another million for this deal? My net operating income at 50%, my price per unit, average unit income, and the occupancy. Here's where I modify occupancy to 90%, which is what I got the deal at. Okay? So
Oh, so it brings
that
it up
gives
to
me
944.
my debt service coverage ratio, which is very close to that, right? And my cash on cash return year 1 without that. This is just projected, and it gives me an idea of how much cash I need to put down. I can modify the down payment percentage. I can modify the closing costs. It gives me the loan amount that I can pay. So in my case, I actually only put 25% down on my deal. So that modifies the loan amount. Gives me the debt cost, the monthly mortgage payment. Let me change this to the actual stuff that I actually did on the deal. Okay. And then we added here the new net operating income for me to get infinite returns on the property and being able to pull out all the cash out of the deal. Right? New NOI, new GOI, average income per unit. So at 1,400, at 1,459 per unit, I can pretty much pull all my cash out of that deal, right? Occupancy right here, new cap rate, and the average increase. Another cool thing that Daniel added is, I know supermarkets that are close. I know Publix is 1.8 miles away, Walmart 2.6 miles away. So as you guys can see, the location is pretty much on point. Hospitals, St. Francis. I saw this, guys, when I was doing research, but this could save me hours of me trying to map everything. Once you create this sooner, man. St. Francis Hospital, 1.5 miles away. All the medical stuff around the deal, man. This is a lot more stuff than I found. Airport, Columbus Airport next door. Restaurants.
So that guy created the app
Yeah, there's Starbucks there.
and then offered
Starbucks? Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, right there. 2
2
miles
miles
away.
away, Starbucks. That's cool. The only complaint I have, bro, is that my favorite Mexican restaurant in Columbus is not listed here, but probably That's probably Google's problem, not yours.
Maybe it's not far from. Is it very close to the
Yeah, it's super good. Is at the mall, which is like literally
Yeah, okay.
2.5 miles away. But that's Google's fault, not yours. CVS, all the stuff. So this gives you guys a detail on what is possible, principal and interest as well, value projection, new value, right? We're finalizing this, but I want you guys to all get a free account. Go to dealworthit.com, sign up for an account, start playing with it. We want your feedback, okay? We want all of you guys' feedback on anything that you see. We're actively improving it. And Daniel, you want to say a few words about some of the things that we wanna do with the tool and so far some of the feedback we've done.
So if you scroll to the bottom of the page, you mind sharing your screen?
Yeah.
Okay. If you scroll to the very bottom, okay. First of all, can you click on the properties icon on the left side, the second icon in the middle? Yep. So that takes you to this page. When you scroll down, you would see the property that was just added, which is this one. If you look at the bottom side, there's like about us, support, and also feedback. So if you have any feedback, please click on that and just submit. It's just a really short form. So just tell us what you like about the property, how we can improve. What you like about the tool and how we can improve on the tool.
The former owner sold units. He's selling one of the units. I'm like, I'll pay you cash for that unit that brings $1,600 in rent. So at the refi, my $180,000 unit, I'll inject it back into the deal. I already know it's going to be worth $400,000 plus 2 years from now when I refinance. Less than 2 years from now, year and a half from now, because I'm already 6 months into the deal. If you can predict the future and know that you can make $200,000 plus $220,000 in a year and a half, would you do it? And that's not including all the cash flow I'm going to do because I'm going to Airbnb it. And that brings about $3,500 monthly in revenue, less expenses. So I'm going to have a year and a half runway, then inject it back into the deal and add another $400,000 of value. You're going to like underwriting when you start really getting the concept, guys. It's very, very exciting. It's exciting math because you're going to find money everywhere and everywhere. Well, everybody, it's been a pleasure. It's been an honor. I am so thankful for each and every person that is here. I know these rooms won't stay small for too much longer. I hope that if you have had a great time, you leave us a comment on social media, you record a quick story, you send us a testimonial. If you know somebody that should have been in this room, please let them know that they missed out. We're going to share the recording with you, of course. Keep it to yourself so that they can be here live next time. It's not the same energy, right? When you're live and not in person. And guys, if any of you guys wants to be part of a mentorship, get a hold of our team. Tomorrow, let me remind you, we have a Zoom tomorrow. What time is the Zoom, bro? 9 p.m. Eastern? Yeah. Oh, 8 p.m. Eastern tomorrow with Keston. We're going to have a Zoom. We're going to have a guest that specializes in storage units. So that's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. I will never get tired of sharing some of the stuff that I've learned and that I'm experiencing every day, guys. As I learn it, I give it to you. I learned it today, I'll give it to you tomorrow. Because it's abundance. Keston, are you here? Damn, man, he's up late. What's up, man? Can you give him a little sneak peek of what we're gonna see tomorrow? Where he at? There he is. He's probably in bed already, but that's.
You're damn right I'm in bed. No, man, I've been hanging out with you guys, bro. Just taking care of stuff on my end. But yeah, man, tomorrow's gonna be full of energy. The guest that we're bringing in tomorrow, he is a storage expert, and he's gonna be bringing a lot of fire. So you don't want to miss that. His energy is it matches ours, and that's gonna make it really hot. So make sure you invite friends. Let them know if you're trying to get into storage. The underwriting is very similar. So come through, and you guys, you just got a tool that is amazing. Daniel, man, oh man, amazing. Carlos, y'all made it happen, bro. So I love it, bro. I love it. So,
Appreciate you guys. Tomorrow, we're gonna bring the fire. Cost of admission for tomorrow is 5 guests, guys. Go tell 5 people you care about that they should be in the room learning about real estate. You might just change their life.
Mm-hmm.
That's what might happen.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what's so exciting to me, my brother's in the room. I saw my mom in the room. People in my family are getting excited about real estate, guys. They needed to go see me do
By
it
Diana tomorrow.
for them to now wanting to be real estate investors. There's people in your family, in your circle, people that grew up with you, people that you impact at work, people that are even haters of yours,
Mm-hmm.
that will be impacted by the stuff that you do in the next few months with this information. So, very, very excited, guys. Thanks so much. Appreciate you all. Love you all. Have a great night. Be blessed. Get some rest. Recharge for tomorrow. I'll see you in the room tomorrow in the Zoom. Appreciate you all. Have a great night. Feel free to unmute. Why don't we unmute everybody as we go up? Since we don't have Keston and his powerful music.
Thank you, Carlos.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you, Charlie. You're amazing. You're welcome, guys. Appreciate you all.
Gracias, ñaño.
Thank you.
There you go. There you go. There's the music. There's the music. Showing up. Wilmer, Christopher, James, Cody, Rocky. What's up, Rocky? Pedro, Agneta, Terry, Grace, Tatiana. Thanks for showing up, Tatiana. Daniel, thanks for showing up, man. Miriam, Paul, Claudia, Kevin, Salvador, Doug, and Cody, thanks for showing up, man. Garden, Zach, you're always in the house, bro. Appreciate you, brother. Justin, Joseph, Merritt, Daniel, man. Blew our socks off. Oscar, Matthew, Joe, Gary, man. All you guys are champs. Thanks so much, everybody. Love you all. Appreciate you. Love you. Let's go.
And you're the best, man.